It's a beautiful morning. I think I'll go outside for a while and just smile.
Hi, welcome back. Well, got a few things to show you. I worked on this a little bit off camera. Let me see if I can get this around here. Sorry about that. I'm shooting with a new camera. Well, a different camera. This is my iPad Touch. I want to see how the camera works. It's a lot easier to see what you're doing, but this tripod that I've got is so stiff because my other camera was so much heavier. I'm finding it hard to. So I told you the last time that I didn't like the way that the brackets were on this. So I tried a couple things, looked through all my scrap metals, and I didn't find anything that I really liked. So what it did was I made this saddle here out of some wood that I had in my wood box. I'm using the same holes from the bottom that I was going to use on the brackets to mount it, so it's nice and sturdy. And I put a couple of a couple of screws on this side here and down here. So this is plenty sturdy. It's not going anywhere. So with that out of the way, what we're going to do today is we're going to fill up that hole. And I have my 120 volt muffin fan here. And what we're going to do is we're going to put a safety guard on the outside. Run a screw through. Now, these are my power. This is my power inlet. I've got a cord to plug in there. So we're going to put this on. Yeah, we're going to. There we go. In one of the previous quick tip videos, there we go, I showed you these screws. This is a 832 3-inch screw, and I haven't decided yet whether I'm going to cut them off. There's nothing in the way here, so I don't think I'm going to do that. Let me turn this around. It'll be a little bit easier for me to work on it with two hands. Turn it. If I thought this was heavy before, it's even heavier now. Okay, well, I think you can see that. Put another screw in the back. I could use a lot shorter screws and put a nut on this side, but these are harder to get to in the back, and this will give it a lot more support. So so I wouldn't lose them, I got my nuts, I have my hex nuts screwed onto this 4th screw and the washer so that I don't lose them. And of course, they're acting like lock nuts, and they just lock themselves together. Okay, now we're going to cheat a little bit. Get these washers on. Maybe. There we go. When your hands don't work like they're supposed to, there's no substitute for pure luck. And every once in a while, I get lucky. All right, now let's see here. See if I can get as lucky with the nut. And I did. How about that? Okay, I'm back. I already got these on and tightened. I was on a roll and didn't want to stop. So let me get you in there a little bit more. So you can see them. And I'm going to go rogue and handhold this. And there you can see our captive screw experiment from the other day. They're all in and ready to go. The only thing I might do here I was thinking about, like I said earlier, about cutting these screws, but I think I'm going to leave them long because I may be able to put a terminal strip on here, and that will help me greatly. I'm going to have to drill that little hole out though first. But so I guess I'm going to cut this one off here. The next time we come, I'll have a wiring diagram, sort of, that I'll write up. And we'll pull out this switch here. We'll see about hooking up the fuse and the switch. None of those connections are made. The switch is actually lighted, but I don't need it lit. It's going to be hidden anyway, so that's a waste of time. So we're going to ohm everything out and see which. Oops, sorry about that. My finger was over the lens. But anyhow, we'll ohm those out and see which ones we need to hook up. And then we're going to start running some wiring. I did run into one problem, and I'll show you what it is, and hopefully by the next time I'll have figured something out to do with them. Hang on. Okay, here's what we've got. I made this connection box. I think I've showed you already. And I've had a SCR controller that goes in here. However, I did run into one problem. And I don't know what I did with the controller. Hang on. Alright. So here's the controller that I have for it. And this is supposed to go through the bottom, like so. And then these are for connecting my wires to. However, the problem I'm having is I didn't figure for the heatsink here being so close to this one terminal. Now, if I'm real careful, no, there's no way I can be that careful not to touch those things. And that would be a bad thing, because that heatsink is part of this circuit board. So, I have another one here that may work. Is this one. And this is vertical instead of horizontal. So if I put that through there, you'll see I've got plenty of space there. However, I don't know if I've got plenty of space here. I might just squeeze by with it. I've got a few options that I can see. Is I can cut a new circuit board, which is possible. I could relocate this hole, which is also possible, but then there's too many holes in it. Actually, I've got this upside down. It should be like that. So I think I can mount this in here with just enough room underneath there that it's going to clear that transformer. I'm going to have to study that for a little bit. Which one I can use, which one I can't use. The other thing I've decided was, if you remember this from the Variac, that I cut off the Variac, we've got these two huge capacitors, which I am now sure are across the line capacitor safety caps. And this, I believe this is a MOV. I think I'm going to take them off of here and put them on this unit on the back of the the board. One other thing I've got, I really wish I had somebody here cleaning this stuff up. I got to do the work. I got to clean it up. I got to, then I tear everything out and then I start all over again. Okay, the other thing I have is this handy dandy little thing. It's a step down transformer. And it steps down from 110, 120 volts to 6.3 volts. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to use this with my pilot lamps, because I've got the old Joule style. Let me take them out of the bag for you. I kind of wanted this to go a little retro. Okay, so here's, see, we have these. So this way I can use a 6.3 bulb in here, volt bulb, and I don't have to worry about finding. They do have them 120 volt bulbs for these panel lights. It's just a standard bayonet bulb, but I have a bunch of 6.3 volt bayonets, so that will save me from going to a 120 volt bulb, which I don't like to use because they run pretty hot. So I don't even know where I picked this up. I got it off of eBay years ago. I picked up 2 or 3 of them, and we're going to have to see. There's 2 terminals on the top and 2 on the bottom. I believe the 2 on the bottom are their supply, and the 2 up here are the 6.3. But we'll have to look into that also. So we'll look at that next time. Sorry about that. So I think that's where we're going to leave it for now. Till the next time. I don't think there was anything else I wanted to mention. But the next time we're going to try to start getting some wiring done. And I want to get this project done. I've been working on it way too long. I've got a couple other projects that are very important to me that have to get done. One of them is a late Christmas present for my grandson, which I feel bad about. I was going to have it made before Christmas and I didn't, so when I get that done, we'll show that to you. That's going to be pretty cool. And one other thing I want to show you. And that's these. Everybody has nut drivers. I've got them coming out of my ears. And that's one of the reasons that I bought this set. I have a whole drawer in my toolbox filled with nut drivers, and I can never read the size on them, and I'm always guessing. But with this, if you'll see this comes out of here. So all you have is, I think there's 9 or 10 shafts with different sizes. And you have this universal handle, which is pretty neat because it has a handle here on the side. So you can put some torque on it. The only other thing that is in my want list is that it be a deep, shaft so that the nut goes through there. And this is, now these aren't that deep, but the shafts do go through. I don't know if you can see that or not. And what this is this is a Craftsman Evolve set. Comes in a nice box, so I don't have to worry about, well, it's not a box, it's a zipper case, so I don't have to worry about taking up too much room in my drawers. All the sizes are marked right here, so it's easy to find. And this is one of my new favorite tools. And you can look for it if you'd like, but I will put a link in the description so to make it easier for you. You know, if you find them someplace else, obviously it's Sears or whatever, but I really believe that this is going to be my new favorite tool because it's got a nice feeling grip on the handle. It's got rubber overmold here so that it's not going to slip out of your hands. And it's a Craftsman. What can I say? It's guaranteed forever. So, all right, with that, we're going to let you go. I thank you for stopping by. I would appreciate any comments, questions, likes, dislikes, subscription, shares, anything is helpful. It gives me an idea of what you guys are watching and what you want to see. So with that, we're going to say goodbye for now, and we'll see you on the next one. Bye.